fast approaching, and whether we like it or not, we need to consider winter tires. Today we are at Northern Tire in Kenora to talk everything winter tire. We are heading off to Thunder Bay where zombies are taking over. We are talking to one volunteer who's on standby to help out with Hurricane Sandy, and an unorganized territory gets organized to fight fires. But first, trending.
It was hard-pressed this week to find something going on that wasn't related to the US elections, but here's what's trending in NWO. Check this out. On Twitter, submissions for the Aboriginal Music Week Awards has been called for. If you know someone who's talented in the music industry or are someone who's talented, you should submit your entries by December 19th. The website, as you can see, is aboriginalmusicweek.ca. On the Points North Facebook page, we couldn't resist asking you if you're a fan of winter tires. Jerry Kakiway is not on board yet. Maria Bagdonas is all for them. And we couldn't resist a good muskie pick, so here it is, all 52 inches. Don't forget about Points North's contest to win a dinner at the Bijou Steakhouse. Like us and you're entered. It's that simple. And that's what's trending in Northwestern Ontario.
I'm now joined with Dave Robertson, who is the owner of Northern Tire here in Kenora. And Dave, we're here to talk about winter tires. But first and foremost, I would like to know, are more people choosing winter tires, or is there a large all-season group out there?
There's still that large all-season group, and it tends to be people that maybe are a little older, and they just don't know that there's a better choice out there, and the resistance to change. But we find a lot of the younger people are actually putting the tires on, which is good to see because they actually do save lives.
Absolutely. So we're going to talk treads later in the show to talk about the safety issue of winter tires. But what do you think is the deterrent why people aren't choosing winter tires? They're sticking with all seasons.
Just a resistance to change, I think. You know, not having the right information out there. You know, if people are educated, they're going to make the change, and that's hopefully that we can do that today.
Do you think price is a factor? Because I know I choose winter tires, I do, and probably because my partner insists that we have winter tires. But is price a factor when people are making these decisions?
For some people, yeah, definitely. But you know, it's you're using the tires for half the time. So they're going to last, essentially they're going to last twice as long anyways. So it's money that's well spent.
In your shop, how many people do you see leaving with winter tires as opposed to all seasons?
This time of year, you know, we're probably doing 75-80% of our customers, our loyal customers, are doing winter tires. Based on information we're giving them.
I was just going to say, is that because you're educating them?
Definitely, yeah.
Absolutely, that's great. Well, thank you. You have to stick around because later in the show, Dave says that he's got the fastest gun around here with putting on tires. So we're going to put him up to the test. So you have to stick around, and maybe I'll race you.
Yeah,
we'll see.
That's a good idea. You know,
maybe we'll see.
Yeah,
thanks,
see how that goes.
On a more serious note, Hurricane Sandy ripped up the eastern seaboard. New York, New Jersey, the surrounding areas, all the way up to parts of Canada. Shelley Bujold had the opportunity to catch up with a volunteer from the Red Cross, Paula Eiler, and she is on standby to help with the aftermath.
Paula Eiler, a volunteer with the Red Cross in Kenora, is waiting to help with Sandy. Images of Hurricane Sandy pierced the media as most of the eastern seaboard got pummeled with wind and water. Power went out, waves crashed the beaches, and heavy rains flooded thousands of homes. The massive storm has sparked aid groups all over North America to help.
It's a little exciting because you get a chance to go and help people, and that's why you volunteer to be with the Red Cross in the first place. But it's also a little sad or stressful because you know that there are people who are in trouble if you're on standby to go and help them.
Being trained in first aid is only one of the skills needed. You also have to think on your toes. Eiler has helped with forest fire evacuations in northwestern Ontario and Alberta, and she knows firsthand how a typical day can be like.
It can be very different from response to response. I really enjoyed working in the Slave Lake response in Alberta. I was working at the head office in Human Resources, actually, and very, very high-paced environment.
Elizabeth Playfair, Community Services Coordinator with the Red Cross in Kenora, was thrilled, but definitely not surprised, when Eiler put up her hand to help.
Paula is amazing. She is our most active volunteer at the Kenora branch, and she is usually one of the first that's available whenever there's any kind of response that we're needed in. She's one of the first to respond and be ready to go.
Aid to sort out the aftermath of Hurricane Sandy will likely be needed for some time. On standby, Paula will go whenever she is needed.
When the final call does come, it is literally, can you find a flight for later tonight or tomorrow?
Reporting in Kenora, I'm Shelley Bujold.
Never been to New York City, so I was kind of hoping I'd get a chance to see New York City, although I wish I'd see it in better times.
Welcome back, and as promised, Dave has joined us, and we're going to talk a little bit about tread. So obviously with winter tires, safety is a huge issue, and tread, I'm assuming, has a lot to do with that. So can you tell us a little bit about the three kinds of tires in front of us now?
Well, basically what I have set up here is I've got an all-season tire, I've got a studdable winter, and I've got a high-quality winter tire, an ice tire. And if you look down at these tires, you can see the all-season tire. You see there's not nearly as much siping on this tire. The compound on this tire is quite a bit harder than on the other two tires. So an all-season tire is great for summer use, that's fine. But come winter, this tire gets extremely hard. And because as the weather gets cold, the tire does not grip the ice as well. Now these tires here, this is a deeper tread on this tire. You see there's more siping. They actually use a stud that we can insert, and which increases the ice traction incredibly. This tire works extremely well. It's directional, and you can see how the grooves are quite a bit bigger on it, and it squeezes that water and the slush out, and it actually works pretty good. And it's priced right too.
So when you were saying it's directional, meaning that it forces the moisture into the center of the tire so you don't get
Actually, it pushes the moisture on the outside so that tire gets planted down onto the ice. Oh. And with the stud in it, it gets great winter traction. If you look at this stud, it's actually got a little carbide tip on it, and it will actually grab the ice really well. Works quite well.
Excellent. And so then our high-profile tire.
High quality.
High quality.
Yeah, sorry. This tire here is not a studdable tire, but if you look at the siping on this tire, there's a lot of sipes on this tire, lots of silica in the tire, and it's a more expensive tire, but it works extremely well.
Now, I have one more question about treads, because when we were out in the front of your shop, I noticed that you have fashion tires out there.
Fashion tires?
Like the ones with the barbed wire and whatnot.
The barbed wire?
Yeah. Do some people choose winter tires based on the aesthetic?
Definitely. Some of our best-selling tires are Goodyear Dirt Tracks, and people really like the look of that tire. I mean, it's a great performing tire, but yeah, they do buy tires based on looks. Yes, that's true.
So do you ever have to defer them and take them back and say, you know what, this tire is more safe?
Not generally, because most of the tires we have, they actually they perform really well. Even the ones that look great perform pretty good. Yeah. So we don't really have to talk them out of them.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, you know, it's always fun to have fashion and practicality, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
You're a busy man, so I'm going to let you get back to it. We are going to later, Dave's going to show me how to change a tire, and we still need to see how fast he is at doing that. And we're off to Thunder Bay, where zombies are taking over.
Hi, my name is Caitlin. One day when I went to the store with my mom and daddy, the car rolled into the street and got hit by a big truck. Me and my mommy died.
It's all about a zombie apocalypse that takes place, well, it's worldwide, but this story takes place between Beardmore and Thunder Bay. What sets these zombies apart from other ones is that they can still think, they still have their wits, and that they know that they are killing machines.
The scriptwriting began for Nowadays in the summer of '99, after Kurt Martell had recently graduated film school. He was reading Anne Rice's Interview with a Vampire, and that's when the idea came to him.
They had touched on this relationship between vampires and sort of a primordial creature compared to them. It's just more of a zombie kind of creature, and I thought that's a cool relationship between zombies and vampires, and why not have an evolution of this monster where they actually grow stronger and make them, you know, faster and scarier.
Once the writer's done a good chunk of it, it's the artists kind of on their own a lot. And then could we click together and everything just clicked. I love the story, I love working with him, and just kind of evolved from there. It was going to be a more traditional comic, and then I did a test run with using photography in the background and making that the panel. And then I had that on my screen, on my computer screen, and I would draw in my sketchbook how the character would look from whatever angle that camera angle in the shot is. And then I would ink that and scan that and put that in the computer and then overlay the two of them and then have like textural overlays over top of that and play with that. And it was originally just going to be for maybe a flashback sequence or something, just to make it look different from other parts in the book. And we both liked the look of it so much, we're like, maybe we could do the whole book like this.
It wasn't clear how the pair were going to get their graphic novel to print, until Indiegogo. Indiegogo.com is an international crowdfunding site where anyone can raise money for their project. And it wasn't until the last 2 weeks of the fundraising deadline that the pair managed to raise $20,000 by offering donation incentives.
You donate this much money to our cause, you can pre-order the book, and we'll include buttons and magnets and posters and art cards. And for certain prices, we're actually putting you in the book, and so we had all of these different perks at different price levels, and we were able to raise $20,000 to get our book to print. I get goosebumps looking at the story that's been running through my head for the past decade, actually on the page, and he exceeded even my expectations. Like, he went above and beyond, and some of the pages, I just look at them, I'm like, wow, like, this is even better than I thought it, you know.
Shh. We have to hide in the garage now.
Points North wants to give you the opportunity to win a dinner for two at Kenora's newest restaurant, live music and film venue, the Bijou Steakhouse. To get into the draw, it's simple. Like Points North on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or send us an email with your name and contact information. If you don't have any of those needs and you see us out shooting the show, stop and tell us your undying love for Points North.
Oh my gosh, Points North.
I love that show.
P.S. If you already like us on Facebook or if you already follow us on Twitter, you're automatically entered. The winner will be chosen on December 15th right here on Points North. All entries must be in by December 11th. Come on, Northwestern Ontario, show us your love for Points North. And you and a guest could be sitting right here enjoying the full Bijou experience, valued at $150. Come on, take the blah out of winter and the hectic out of holiday, or maybe just take that special someone out for dinner. We're back on Points North, and we are at Northern Tire here in Kenora, and we are joined with Dave once again because today we are talking all about winter tires, and right now he's going to show us how to change a tire.
I'll show you how to do it, and then you're going to do it.
Okay.
Okay? I'll mount it up.
Did you see? Shelly jumped too. So safety first at Northern Tire here in Kenora. I am going to change my first tire, my very first tire, on a rim. So here goes. Tying my hair back, not because I don't want it to get dirty, like one of the mechanics said in the background.
Go ahead and turn it. Just go slow. And you can let go of that pedal at any time. Okay, let go of the pedal. So you know, you got to push into the drops.
It's
There you go.
cold
Down,
too.
down.
And we're gonna stick it on the vehicle.
Yeah,
I'll let you do the honors and carry it.
no problem.
See, like a breeze. This will be the perfect. Lining up those screws.
Go ahead and pull the trigger. Yeah. Do the next one.
Okay, Dave, so how did I do?
Not too bad.
Not too bad, but I'm a first timer.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my gosh.
I'll show you how to do it.
That's it. We're taking a short break, and when we come back, Dave is going to show us how it's done, and apparently in record time. Stick around. Sorry. We're at Northern Tire in Kenora, and while we're getting organized to learn more stuff about tires here, we're going to go to a territory that's unorganized currently, but they're getting together to put out fires. This is a trend in northwestern Ontario about keeping your neighbors safe. Stick around, because after this story, we are going to see how fast Dave can actually change a tire. Stick around.
So each firefighter has their own spot, and when we get a call, you run to your spot, put on your gear, and jump in the truck and go.
At the Platte Volunteer Firefighting Department, it's not business as usual, it's better than usual. 2 years in the making, the newly allotted services board for this community just northwest of Kenora means adequate fire protection with guaranteed cost coverage.
About 85% of the residents voted in favor to establish a local services board. So after that meeting, we basically wrote a letter to the Minister of Northern Development and Mines.
Since the Platte Township falls outside of normally taxed properties, services aren't communally covered. Affording equipment like trucks, gear, and this emergency helipad comes by way of volunteer funds and fundraisers. Only 50% of the 1,000 property owners did contribute yearly. Now this will ensure 100% participation.
Yeah, I should have mentioned one of our more unique calls this year was the first time we've ever done an airplane crash. So that airplane that crashed at Trout Lake, we were the first responders that dealt with that.
Firefighter Board Chair Nick Vanderzand says it ultimately helps focus fire efforts.
That would be better spent by us handling fires, handling the duties which we're taking on. It's up to the board to make sure that they have the right equipment to be able to do what they do and that they can do it safely, and that costs money.
The board will be electing its members November 17th. From here, they will be determining a set cost for the levy to be put into place in the new year. At the Platte Fire Hall, I'm Shelley Bujold.
Dun 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 dun.
It's Eye of the Tiger at Northern Tire in Kenora, and Dave is gonna go through the tire test right now. Apparently in record time. So here's the deal. Don't stop, you gotta keep going. Here's the deal. Tire has to start on the floor, and it's gonna get put up onto the car. There's going to be 5 lug nuts that go onto the tire, and then it is not over until the impact drill is back on the shelf. Do we know all the rules? Do the contestants know all the rules?
I understand completely.
Excellent. Okay, so let's get it. How quick do you think you can do this?
Oh, probably 30 seconds, less than 30 seconds.
Okay. 30 seconds. So I'm gonna have Eye of the Tiger keep track of time too.
Dun, 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 dun.
Are you ready, Dave? 3, 2, 1, go!
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
I don't know, maybe the background music is throwing you off. Five nuts on. Woo, done. Okay. So maybe you weren't lying. I think that was like 30 seconds.
Yeah, it seemed all right.
Thanks for having us because we had tons of fun today and we gained a lot of knowledge about tires, winter tires, all kind of tire knowledge. And now we know how to put on our own tire.
Yeah, you got a job.
Exactly. Christmas spending money. You can check them out on Facebook, Northern Tire. We will also have a link to their Facebook page on our Facebook page, which is Points North. Keep in mind the contest we have going on till December 11th. If you like us on Facebook, if you follow us on Twitter, if you email us your name and contact information, or stop us out on the street, tell us how much you love the show, we will enter you in the contest. Thanks for joining us. I've been your host, Deborah Cruikshank, and we'll see you again next week.
This season we've got lots of big walleyes, we've got big cats on the Red River, smallmouths, pike, muskie, you name it, you're gonna see it. We're gonna show you how to catch them and have lots of fun doing it. This is so awesome, dude.